lot of people that purposefully buy, like, that size of clothing because they like the baggy look.
Yeah.
Like, they really, really
And
baggy
that's
look.
perfectly acceptable, but can I please have a size called comically large, and what size does it have to be? I want to see, like, ogre level shirts here.
That's like the jackets and shit that fucking Lil Pump and Kanye wore in that one music video.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Where they look like Roblox characters.
Are those big ass boots that you've seen? Those
oh my
big red
god,
boots?
the Astro Boy boots.
Yeah.
What?
Have you not seen those?
No, I have not seen those. I don't have my phone.
Big red boot.
I've seen like one person on Twitter be able to style them like actually well. Like that one. He always does fashion shit. He blew up on TikTok.
Dude, see the guy who did the Dio cosplay?
Probably.
Okay,
I
I'll see.
don't know. Hang on. What brand is it? Red Big Boots.
It's like MSCHF, but it's like MSCHF.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is what they look like. They look like toy fucking like Lego boots or something.
Wow.
And they're huge.
Something.
They like go up to like the bottom of your knee.
I feel like you need like a turtle helmet with that outfit.
Turtle helmet.
You need to be like a cosplayer to actually pull those
You need
off.
to be like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
I feel like the lore for that, if I'm correct, started as a meme, and then people started to buy it because it looked funny, and then it just it went
Wait,
to a
really?
whole new level.
Like
yeah.
Supreme?
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure
wait.
it started as a meme.
Is MSCHF that one brand that like does all that like internet meme shit? Like they had like that car planted randomly around the country, and you could like buy keys for it for like $5, and if you found the car, you could like take it.
I've never heard of this.
You've never heard of that?
You're telling me that 4chan, who is capable of like tracking down like flight paths and geographical location, these cars weren't found in 5 seconds?
No, they probably found it. It's one car. First of all.
Okay, never mind.
And like
that was probably found.
And I don't think they. Oh no. Okay. So the thing that I'm thinking. Oh yeah. No. MSCHF, the New York City Art Collective, is giving out thousands of car keys to one car, and
imagine having thousands of car keys that work on your car. Then
I mean, is that like a car from like fucking 2000s and before? Because I feel like it's way too easy to find a modern car, like VIN number, and then just you could probably track it through the.
Oh,
it was a PT
Like,
Cruiser. It started out like this.
What year?
Some old shit.
Well,
it has like
Cruiser,
it's got like wood paneling on it, and then like it's like people like fucking spray painted it and shit, and like just completely did whatever the fuck they wanted
what's
to.
the world's car?
It is cool, but it's like an interesting. I don't know, and it is the same brand that did the boots thing, so you're probably right about that.
That's why what happened.
Yeah, I'll believe that.
Yeah.
Roach Milk.
Yeah. Do you guys know what Roach Milk is?
Can't say I've ever.
Oh
heard.
wait, I think I do.
No, he's gaslighting us.
No. It's a real thing.
Cockroaches
No,
have
don't
been
do
milked
that.
for
No.
nutrients.
They have because cockroaches feed their young with this milk,
like
right?
hyper nutritious.
It's
way.
crystals. It comes from crystals. I read something about this a long time ago.
But
There's literally no way.
it's finally being started. It's finally like approved and started marketing itself in like products.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
I feel like I'm being gaslit.
Where can I
I don't
be?
think you are. I think it's.
I think that's real. I don't think you're being gaslit.
That's what they eat in Snowpiercer.
What?
Is it Roach Milk?
Well, I mean, kind of in Snowpiercer, they feed the poor people these like blocks, and you don't know what it is until like midway through the movie, and they find out they've been grinding up cockroaches.
I
into
believe it.
Blocks of like sludge.
I
people
believe
alive.
it. There's fucking packed full of everything, dude. We can live off roaches.
What were we talking about that you originally brought this up?
I don't recall actually.
Because I felt like you were gaslighting me the way
was
that it
not.
came up.
I was not gaslighting you. I was being 100% for real, and you're like, you're gaslighting me, and I was just like, I am
like,
now.
No way. I want to see what Roach Milk looks like. Like, how do they get it? Do they just...
You just squeeze them real hard.
It's because like also I can't find any Roach Milk products. Only roach killers.
To be fair,
But
that's unknown.
It's avant-garde.
But basically, it's like the way that the cockroaches produce it. There's like these crystals or something that grow. It's like a crystalline substance, and like they and then they
Cockroaches are literally fucking gorons, dude. They're eating rocks.
I don't know what the process is to turn it into a fucking beverage, but like basically it's supposed to be like a fucking superfood, like
do it
mega protein shit.
You do it like you do almonds, like almond milk.
Yeah,
you just
probably.
run it through a bunch of water.
Probably because you probably have to like water down the crystal, let it solve,
You're just
through the water.
dissolving cockroaches in water.
Dude, if you believe in the 5-second rule, the cockroach is not the worst thing you've drank.
Yeah, true.
Bro, what?
Wait, what? No, like I've seen people eat like face down pizzas in the lunchroom, like off the floor for a dare.
True.
That still strikes me as less gross as
So you
roach
wouldn't
milk.
You wouldn't drink the roach
to
milk?
be honest.
What if the roaches were washed?
Would you try it?
Here's the thing.
Would you try it?
Maybe, because the thing about that makes me feel a little bit better. Have you guys heard that thing with any food or some sort of product? Technically, there's a allowed amount of like rat and bug shit that can go.
Absolutely.
So that's why that would
That's
make me
real.
feel slightly better. But
Because we're already eating it. We're already microdosing rat and roach.
Like if somebody came up to you with roach milk, are you telling me you wouldn't be like,
I'd try that.
Like,
I'd try it.
It's weird.
I'd have to like count to 3 and then just do it.
I would need to watch
like a
them sip
shot.
it first.
Would you, if you were visiting a foreign country, would you eat like a bug? Like if they were like eating like some kind of fucking scorpion or beetle or grasshopper or whatever the fuck?
I'd probably just starve and die.
Just starve and die?
Yeah. I don't think I could eat a scorpion. That's fucked.
What?
Even if you can't tell it's a scorpion, I'd be like,
I feel like there's merit in ways that they prepare those kinds of foods.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
no, it's not
stuff
just, they're not just giving you a fucking bug. They're doing something to it, either adding spices, cooking it up or whatever.
Did you ever see
and putting it on a skewer.
In like Indonesia,
Yummy.
in like Indonesia or Malaysia, there is a dish. I forget what it's called. Anthony Bourdain famously had it, where it was like half fertilized eggs of some bird. Maybe it was duck. But it's like the literal growing fetus of
in the
and
shell.
You just eat it raw.
That is bizarre. I don't know if I could do that.
I feel like it has to be good.
Did Anthony like it?
Why is that? Why is that where you draw your line though?
Because
you
like
eat,
eating like a live, you're eating like a live unprepared animal.
Are you
eat,
pro-life?
like, eggs and shit. Like,
Yeah, but you cook them.
But you're about to eat the
Not
water
always.
that washes off
always.
cockroaches.
Not always.
I don't eat raw eggs.
you don't just fucking.
No.
You've never done that?
Am I fucking?
I've
Wait,
done
yeah,
that.
hold up. How often? Is this a regular
Actually,
it's not a
consumption?
regular-
It is a
Serious?
tradition in my family to have a beer in an egg.
Yeah,
or a
that
beer
exists.
and an egg during Easter.
But that's like a novelty
That's a
thing.
novelty, and I wouldn't do it any other time. And it's gross.
Are you getting the safe eggs to eat raw?
Would you eat raw chicken?
No.
Apparently in other
me the
apparently in
entire
other
time.
countries, they eat raw chicken. Like they prepare
Isn't
it raw.
that the one you're not supposed to? Like
Well,
you can eat
they-
the other ones raw, but
I think it's because of the way that it's prepared in America. Like we use chlorine.
We just fucking-
we use chlorine on our chickons.
Oh,
Like
that's so
they
cool
get
of
like
us.
a chlorine wash.
Yeah.
Well, because of like all the
'Cause we're
antibiotics and other
badass.
shit. Yeah. And there's like something else that goes into it. But yeah, like in other countries, you're able to eat raw chicken if it's prepared in a certain way.
In Japan, they
versus-
eat a lot of raw eggs.
Yeah,
because
would
of
you
the
be
same-
okay being farmed if you were hyper medicated? Like you were just on
I
heroin
was
the entire
farmed?
time? Yeah.
What are they farming me for?
Gooch crust?
They need your
So I
dick
never
cheese.
get
Your
to
dick
shower.
cheese.
I'm just there fucking heroined up and they're tapping away at my foreskin for the dick cheese and my taint for the cooch crust.
Yeah. They're farming
do
you for
that.
the bathroom floor crusties.
How do they just go down there with like a scalpel and just
Scalpel,
Yeah.
bro.
Just get it out.
There's some
Like a straight
specialized
razor.
tool.
Yeah, they stun you. And
They give you like the cow prod.
Do I get fed?
yeah.
Like what?
You
produce what
you
they're
get
after.
like you get chicken nuggets like in a trough.
Raw.
Dino nuggies in a trough. Just like soaked in honey barbecue.
Oh my god, yeah.
They like turn us over on our beds so we can like just like drop our face into the trough and like just move our jaw up and down as dino nuggies pass through our
You can
fucking-
also never look at the sky again.
I can never what?
You can never look at the sky again.
What does the room look like?
Have you ever seen the Minefield episode of Vsauce? Where he gets put in the room, isolated for 3 days? It's exactly that room.
So I don't even get some like soft backlighting or gamer LEDs?
No, harsh white.
But you get sunglasses.
Why would I want sunglasses?
Because they're UV bulbs.
They're UV bulbs. You're like giving me cancer. You're like, let's give this guy heroin and cancer. I want to see what happens.
This is just what the U.S. government did in the 70s. They're just like, let's see how we can fuck up somebody.
What is 24/7 no being completely exposed to just fucking sun due to a motherfucker? You're just gone.
This is the Null Thought Podcast. Welcome to the Null Thought Podcast.
This has been the Null Thought Podcast.
I'm Zane.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Alex.
And I'm member 3.5. Get fucked.
I spit in my mic.
We have George back on with us. Lovely member. Our king.
Yes! Yes!
I'll add some crowds cheering.
Add some crowd cheering.
Multiple crowds cheering.
Yeah.
Make it like oddly realistic so it seems like we're in a live recording studio.
I do that anyways sometimes. Like I'll add some light claps from the audience. I treat the podcast as one long song. It's one long interlude.
Before the next long interlude.
Yeah. In the next episode, which is another long interlude.
Our podcast is the ambient music of podcasts.
I do kind of want to go in that direction though. Like,
what does that mean?
I think the idea of like sleep streams for like gaming and stuff, I think that's very endearing. I kind of like that because you pay attention to it for at least
the next top sleep
From
streamer.
what you described in my head, what I just pictured was like the start of like a Midwest emo song, you know, like the soothed guitar
some like
and then it's just
rock chord going off, like
and
in
we're
an
just
arpeggio.
talking over it the entire time.
Yeah,
like.
There's some like synth pads.
If I think of an ambient podcast, I just think of like silence and then like just different intervals between people just saying like women don't deserve rights or something.
Yeah, like the classic
like
frat dude podcast. He's like, this is how you become a millionaire.
Yeah.
The Andrew Tate podcast.
If your girlfriend is ugly, I won't hire you because that means you haven't sealed the deal in a proper way.
Yeah, with like a ton of reverb and like impacts and stuff.
Just being as misogynistic as like half the other podcasts.
That's like 99% of TikToks anyway. You know, you just add a little song on top of misogyny and they're like, whoa, and this was goated actually.
Like a shitty MP3 YouTube rip of like some sad song.
Sometimes it's a good song. It's the Sigma song. The Sigma song. The Sigma song actually kind of goes hard.
You can't forget that when you're putting up the quote in captions, some of the words have to be read.
Some of the words have to be read and misspelled.
I think this podcast would be good actually if you put the audio representation up and then below it you have like a mobile game on there. Maybe
we need our Subway Surfers.
Subway Surfers, maybe Jetpack Joyride.
Some Minecraft going on in the background.
Survivor IO.
Dude, all those all the games since fucking that follow in like the same genre. What's the one that like started it all? Or at least the like popularity of like those level up as you kill enemies, survive for how
Diablo. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, besides Diablo.
It was an old Flash game that I remember. It was like fish in the sea. It was basically.
I'm
like
just talking about the recent surge of popularity. I don't know.
The one that is it like Slither.io? That's the first one that came in.
Agar was first. Agar was first.
This is not like Survivor IO.
No, you're not. Survivor IO is like there's like waves of enemies and it's like you kill them, you get a new gun, maybe like Binding of Isaac, kind of.
Yeah, I guess.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're talking
the one
about.
game, it's 2 words.
Is it a Flash game?
No, it's literally sold on Steam. It's a fucking Survivor.
Vampire Survivors?
Vampire Survivors.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Is it like wave based?
Yeah, but like the whole thing is like every game since the inception of that one, unless you're doing something really fucking crazy with it, they are all copy and paste the fucking same. I'm so tired of them.
What about Black Ops Zombies?
Black Ops Zombies is not the same.
It is a completely different game.
Do not
I don't know what we're talking about then.
Vampire Survivors is like a 2D, like top down, or maybe like
imagine COD Zombies, but it's a mobile game.
Yeah,
That Up's Arcade.
Get the fuck out.
It is like
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
but you can't. There's no like opening doors. It's like one big open field, and you just run around, and there's enemies.
Dead Ops doesn't open doors. I mean, you go through them. So
We're talking about the other one. Not
yeah,
Dead Ops.
I'm talking about the arena that you're in. It's just a big open field, you know.
Yeah.
And then they're just fucking running at you in Vampire Survivor.
That makes sense. Did you guys ever play SAS Zombie Assault?
Oh yeah.
No.
I still have that on my
SAS?
iPod, dude.
I say SAS, whatever. Sassy Assault.
Sassy Zombie Assault.
I remember
wonder
that was
he's
like
gay.
the only mobile game that I actually anticipated another game coming out in the series for. Maybe besides like Balloons, but Balloons was more of like a PC game that was adapted.
I still love those games.
I have Balloons 6 now, and I still play it every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
But
Not to brag, but I have like at least half of the maps done on hard and all the achievement modes.
I have Ninja Monkey unlocked.
How many hours do you have, would you say?
I probably not that much, honestly. Probably under 100.
Okay. Well,
Like
for a
barely
mobile
under
game, that's
100.
like 2,000 hours.
Yeah, seriously, it's some dedication. I even spent $10 on the microtransaction. Where you get
Oh
double,
my
shit.
God.
you get double,
Oh my! Everyone took physical damage from that statement.
it's literally
Because
just
I've
for
been
double
there.
money. Every balloon, instead of one, you'd get two. So your money
That's
just
so
skyrockets.
fucking
You're just cheating.
busted, dude.
busted.
It's just cheating. You're just paying to win.
When you play on the hard modes, it gets turned off. But when I do co-op, I
then
just
why pay for it?
because I just look better than everybody when I do co-op. You know? my
I got so much
side of the map
cash.
just looks fucking bougie, and theirs looks horrible. You
That's
know?
like
They have,
playing
one
a-
dark
They're like
monkey.
the Brazilian slums, and I'm like the
Yeah.
fucking lord.
Yeah, I feel like a god.
That's like paying for aimbot in like a multiplayer shooter.
But imagine
It's
being in that
I
co-op.
paid for it. Like I'm just better.
Like Valve allowed
is
an
it co-op or
aimbot
like
subscription
Okay.
tier.
Dude, you're holding down the fort. With his double money,
down the
that
fort.
party will survive.
Yeah, we get to round 200 plus. Easy. not even a question.
He's like, watch it,
There's a
guys.
versus game though. Have you guys
Oh
ever played
shit.
that?
No, I've not played that.
It's a separate game.
On the channel.
I just don't remember what it's called. It's literally called like
Balloons TD versus.
it is actually.
Video.
Sweden's MTG to buy New Zealand-based Ninja Kiwi for up to $186 million.
Ninja Kiwi's getting bought out.
Ninja Kiwi is getting bought out.
Wait,
Motherfucker.
MTZ.
Ninja Monkey on Balloons is getting bought out by New Zealand.
You guys ever go on addicting games?
I
As a
fucking
kid.
loved
It
addicting
fucked
games.
your computer though. That was horrible.
Really?
It's a horrible choice. Like addicting games lost so much popularity because of how many viruses and shit were just sprinkled in there.
Oh
I
shit.
don't think I got
I
any
didn't know
viruses,
that.
but maybe-
I didn't know that.
For your
That might make
computer.
sense why my mom got so many viruses and not anything else that I did on her
It was.
laptop.
They had good games on there. There's no denying.
Yeah, I always went to addicting games. I thought it was the superior to cool math games. Cool math games you go on at school.
No,
Addicting games
Cool
you go
Math
on at
games was for
at home.
fucking loser time at school. Okay.
Oh, run.
It was honestly.
Run was like the only
Hold
good.
up. Cool math.
Run was like the only good game. Every other game you could play on
What's the
any other website.
Lava Water Boy and Lava Girl.
You could play that on any other website.
I don't care.
You can play that on
played it on
you
Cool
can play that on addicting
Yeah,
games.
that's what or Miniclip too. They had another
I never
thing.
played
Only had
Miniclip.
pool. Fuck off.
Miniclip pool was goated.
It is.
I
still,
didn't play pool and mini clip. Oops.
I used to love it back in the
I
day.
never
That was
got
the
into
shit.
it.
Did you guys ever play Fun Brain?
What?
Never heard of
It
that.
was like
Did you play math brain teasers as a kid?
no, it was what's it called? It was owned by the
Brain Age, and he's like, I'm so much smarter than that. I'm actually choosing to spend my time wisely.
It was owned by the people who owned Pop Tropica, and it was like a board game where like each space was a different Flash game, but it was like real games. It wasn't fucking nerd loser games.
What does that sound like? A nerd. What does a nerd loser game
Where you're
sound
fucking
like? to you?
adding and shit, bro.
You must.
You
have
would.
loved those
you
games.
played it. You're the fucking.
You must have
That's
loved
not
those
the,
games.
they weren't the games that they.
What's your
That's
brain
not the
age right
game.
now?
I did play Brain Age.
The truth comes out.
You played Brain Age too.
I did. I had Asian parents.
I had a DS.
You had Asian parents.
Oh my.
They transitioned. Shout out Alex's white parents.
Only my dad transitioned.
You must have loved those games in elementary school and like middle school when they just did like random addition tests to see how
No,
fast you
I
could do the
didn't.
math. You didn't like those? I did.
I love
I
those.
sucked
Yeah.
at those.
Only
I
because I
was
was
great
good
at
at them. I was like, douche, douche, douche,
I
douche,
sucked
douche.
dick at math in elementary and high school.
I loved it.
It was not
because
fun.
like,
and that wasn't a game either.
It was kind of a game.
It was like
me.
there was like time trials to see if you'd be fucking accepted into the next grade. Man.
Did you
It wasn't a game for me. In my school, we had this horrible thing where you do those like, you have to answer 10 questions in 10 seconds, like in a row. But the difference, and I don't know if you guys had to do this, my teacher, for everyone that you got wrong or you didn't get to, you had to write 300 times on a separate piece of paper, like, and just go through,
that's a punishment.
Whatever it would be.
That's some like. That teacher taught in like the 1800s.
Well, it made me make sure that I never forget that shit. So I mean, it worked.
We just kicked each other in the balls.
do you think it was good for you overall?
Technically, for memorization, yeah, for sure. You come at me with low like single digit multiplication. I got that shit on
6 times 4.
Your teacher's listening. Your teacher's listening.
I was like, God damn it! Throws everything off. God damn
I got this.
College made me crack under
3
pressure.
times 8.
I don't got this, dude.
It's the same as
If I can't do it like right there, then I'm like, oh fuck.
He does not know the number 24.
It's axed from his brain completely.
23, 25.
It's a corrupted file. When I get there,
There's just a blank space where 24 is. George, how old are you this year?
I'm just gonna be 23 for 2 years. I can't. I don't know.
Quick, 2 times 12.
24.
There you go. We fixed the file. God damn.
All right, here's one. I'll do something easy. We'll start you out easy.
Okay.
We'll do 2 times 9.
18.
Okay.
I'm hot wired here.
Okay.
Go for it.
3 times 7.
21.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
7 times 6.
You got him.
42.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to think
7
about it.
times 8.
56.
9 times 8.
72.
Okay.
I hate having that like small like I gotta compute it really fast and then I go for it.
I give myself like rough estimates of like things I know and then I do addition from there.
That's what I do. I don't memorize a goddamn thing. I just have shortcuts.
Yeah, I know 9 times 9 is 81 and like minus 9 from that it's 72.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you guys do like double digit multiplication?
I do the same thing. Like if I have like
I separate the digits so then I add a 0 to the tens.
Yeah.
I do like double digit in particular. It's like I don't know. You say like 11 times 12. I know 10 times 12 is 120. I had 11.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I would always.
For that
do
one,
it.
I feel like there's this an easier route for that. But if it was like 56 times 24, I would be like, all right, 2 times 5 is 10. So that would be, you just add zeros to that. And then you do the 2. You have to do like the lattice multiplication.
Okay.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Guys, see, math isn't really hard. It's just making it make sense for you. That's all it is.
I want to talk about this 2 p.m. drinkers.
Me.
Okay.
Couch.
Okay.
The 2 men on
The drinker's couch over here.
Literally
Get
2
some of that
p.m.
effort.
by the way, or 3 at this point, but still, the point still stands. Actually,
I'll keep
no,
making them.
he had a drink poured up when I got here.
I did. It's
He was pre-gaming.
It's a horrible habit.
What is the time that people like normally start drinking? What is the socially and like societally accepted drinking time?
Probably around dinner time.
9
Around
o'clock.
dinner time?
Not dinner time.
Yeah, have a drink with dinner.
People still think it's weird if you start drinking. Well,
So we're thinking
like,
like
if you
what?
were to go out to a
traditional dinner
rest-
time. Is it like 6 or 7? Like that's
Yeah,
still
I was thinking
really-
like 6 to 8.
I think 6 or 7.
It's still early. Like a lot of people think that as like you look at somebody that you don't know and you see them have a fucking just a Bud Light in their hand at 7. You're like, ugh. Like
No, I feel like that's
I don't
acceptable.
think. I don't think so.
I
Well,
kinda-
like as
I
I've
don't know.
grown older,
You're drinking right now.
It's because it's Bud Light though. That was the example.
I feel like it's much more acceptable later on in your life to drink at earlier times because like I'm not trying to get drunk at fucking 1 a.m. when I have work or like something to do the next day. Like I'm trying to get drunk and sloshed by like
That is true.
9 o'clock.
That's fair.
Hear me out.
I just stay drunk.
Starting at 2 p.m. gives you the full time to go to bed at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock,
Yeah.
and just
It
be
does.
like,
It'll wear
I'm
off.
going to wake up at 10 o'clock tomorrow. I can do it. But like, if you start with the standard, if you're like, we're talking about the bad drinkers, the people who are going to be like, oh, I'm drunk for like 6 to 8 hours. We're talking about the extremes, like the people who continue onward. That's fine. Just know when to fucking start. Start at 2:00 so that way you can plan your fucking day. You're a socially acceptable, totally independent person. If you want to spend your time 5-6 hours drunk, do it.
That's fair. I also think it's a little different if you're only drinking versus drinking and eating.
And,
like if you were
driving.
If you're going to a restaurant and you know you're about to drive for an hour and a half after that, throw back a few shots, man. No, but if you're like eating lunch or whatever, I think it's perfectly acceptable to get like a cocktail or a beer or something, like 1 or 2 drinks. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like,
I will wake up in the morning and I'll be like, you know what? I'll have a glass. I'll have a martini. I'll have a whatever.
In the morning?
Yeah, why not, dude? What's gonna stop me?
God damn!
It's a slight buzz that'll last like 1-2 hours. Then I get back into the regular swing of my day. I got a tummy
ache at that time.
What are you talking about?
I wake up, my little tummy's a little fucking shy, bro. I got to give myself a second.
That's fair. You can give yourself a nice little light, refreshing, like maybe like a ginger something.
Yummy.
Ginger cocktail.
Something for breakfast, you know?
My go-to cocktail is a mule. I fuck with mules.
Oh.
Mules are really tasty.
Oh.
You have a face. What's the face?
I think they're okay.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Get the fuck out of here.
I drink like old man depressing drinks. Like, I mean, half of the time I drink, it's like right there, whiskey and ginger ale.
You do.
I do. It's just my thing. I don't know.
He goes for the Jack.
But every time, yeah. Fuck it. Jack is ass, though. Let's be real.
Do you just drink it all? That was your go-to.
And I always do Irish whiskey. It's so much better.
Wait, why do you not like cocktails? You think they're like too sugary?
I don't think they're bad. Yeah, it's one of those things where like it starts to get warm. I have the same feeling about just pop in general. Like cold, it's great, but it starts to get warm and you start tasting all like the syrup and like all that shit inside of it. And
I see what you're saying.
Every time, like in a case like that, like you drink a mule warm and you're just like,
yeah, no, yeah. To be honest, I never deal with that generally because I always drink everything so fucking quickly.
Dude, I finish my drink so fast.
It's any drink too. It's not even just alcohol. It's like I have something in my hands. I'm like, and it's fucking gone.
I specifically had that whole gallon fucking water bottle because like the first drink is gonna go through like over fucking most of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be half of the gallon.
Yeah.
I just drink too much at once instead of like spacing it out. Is that a problem?
No.
If it's water, no.
Okay.
No, not at all.
But I do that with food too. That's probably maybe a problem, but I don't care. It's how I eat. That's how
my dad got diabetes, so take care.
I love diabetes. I'm sorry.
What was the original topic?
Wait.
About day drinking.
How did your dad get... I'm sorry. I just... eating too much? Like
no, the way he would... basically load nutrients and carbs into his body is that he was eating a lot of like heavy sugars and all just like at once. And so he would
like
go like the full
binging
day. Basically, he was working day until night, and then at night he goes out and he has like literally 2-3 meals for himself.
Okay.
And it's like doing that all at once.
Yeah.
He ended up just fucking up the way his body processes things.
I kind of do that, so maybe I'll stop.
And just be mindful.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is like the way he's made it work for himself is that he is still able to, he knows what his blood sugar feels like.
Right.
And he's like the model fucking diabetic pretty much. So
yeah, no, like in the modern age, it's like, it's pretty manageable if you have the money for it.
Yeah, he has his pills and stuff, but even without that, there were a couple times where, you know, like getting medication was too expensive or something, or like he just forgot to pick up his prescription, didn't get refueled, and he can go without it just fine. I think doing that way, he at least understands his body.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Good for him.
Day drinking.
What about the day? So yeah, what about the day drinking?
I just drink in the day, dude. Like there's no problem with it. It doesn't. I think I'm a functioning alcoholic.
True. As well. I'm gonna tell you guys about like the worst time in my life for drinking.
Trauma
Speaking
dump.
of,
So, oh yeah.
It's foaming.
Thank you.
Not a trauma dump. It's just funny. So when we were, I knew shit was getting like bad when, we were at Matt's place in Toledo at one point. Remember Matt? And
Matt Bleep.
The goat.
the goat, some would say. We were up the entire night because we were just fucking around. Everybody was drinking, so it was a little bit more accepted. I fell asleep under his bed because that's just where I decided to take my place, was under his bed. I woke up and they're watching the Browns versus Steelers game at the time, and I just
like in the room.
Out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're all just there. I crawled out from under the bed, didn't acknowledge a single person. Immediately went to the kitchen, had 4 or 5 shots of Tito's.
Oh my God.
And didn't even think about it. And then came back into the room and sat down. And then they were like, "You guys want to do some shots?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I just go back in this room. I accidentally finished that one bottle, and they're like, "Who drank this one?" And I'm just sitting there. I was like,
somebody.
I don't know. And then I just kept going throughout. Like, I used to be really, really bad though. On some real
insane.
shit. It was really, really bad. I'd drink before work. I'd sneak some during work.
Do you appreciate where you are now with it?
Yeah. That was actually my first drink in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah. But now we're just...
Hey, we're here. We're
going
We're
hard.
chilling right now. Now's the time to relax.
Let's get you back on it.
The return of the king.
No, yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people our age do really struggle with that. And I've seen it. It's like a generational thing too. Like,
Sure.
It's just when you're younger.
Irish.
Hey.
It also can
I'm
come
Irish,
Thanks for a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
like a lot of European cultures, a lot of just cultures in general. They like to drink. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like there are many other reasons why you would drink, not just for fun.
Yeah.
So
I
like,
used to go to church just to drink the wine, just for free wine.
give me that blood.
Give me his blood.
Honestly,
please.
me too. I'm not even fucking confirmed, but I would like.
Whoa.
I would. Well, because it's like sacrilegious or it's like frowned upon. One of the two. If you're a Catholic and you're not confirmed, but then you go and like you're like accepting the body of Christ or whatever. Like I'm pretty sure.
No idea what that.
Pretty sure you're like when you're in church and you go up.
This is Catholic stuff.
Yeah.
I'm all out of the loop on Catholic.
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
My family was raised Baptist. It's very different.
Okay. Well, in Catholic church, when you go up to the guy. It's called like receiving the body. The priest,
The bro.
they give you like they say like here's the accept the body of Christ, and you're like and with you or some shit. I don't even know what the
I
fuck
said
the
thank
words
you.
are.
Yeah,
like,
I guess it's not as bad as like getting baptized. It's a little bit less awkward.
no, I got baptized still.
Like a traditional, because like the baptism that we had, because when you're in a Baptist church, I don't know if it's the same for Catholics or
It happened
whatnot.
when I was a baby. So.
Well, okay, yeah, well, in the Baptist church, it's like it's just whenever you accept Christ. So you have an entire lobby of people watching you. The priest is holding you while you're holding your nose like this.
yeah.
And they're like, do you
I've
accept
seen,
the Lord?
like, videos
and they
of
just
that.
dip you down and you're like, and you come back out of the water and shit. It's like so weird. I did that twice. It was bad.
I wonder
you
how
accepted
good
him
priests
twice?
would be at torture.
probably pretty good. You see what they do to kids?
They already do it, man.
To keep it more lighthearted, I actually had a question because you said you're Irish, right? So I want to know your thought about this, okay? So, like, I'm also Irish. Am I from Ireland? No. My relatives are. Not like a practice, like, it's, you know, it's a part of your backstory, but it's not like, it's not how I live my daily life living. Yeah, part of my lore.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I asked this question. Think about like St. Patrick's Day, now that it's passed. Do you think it's like weird?
Weird?
Not the whole holiday, but more just like how America treats St. Patrick's Day. I think it's a little weird.
I think they just find an excuse to drink and they kind of roll with it.
Yeah, but everybody
And
still runs with like the green and they're like, love Ireland. And they have
have nothing
flag and
else.
stuff. That
well, yeah,
it's just
Like,
weird.
what would they do? They want to drink and they have nothing else to do.
What is, like,
besides
the-
be like, it's Green Day still.
Yeah.
I have to ask, like, or if you know, like, what is the origin of St. Patty's Day?
It's probably
Or, like,
in name of St. Patrick who came and fucking beheaded
Oh, that's what they
1,300
say,
people.
but like in America, because like we're the
Well, it
Ireland
comes
doesn't
from-
Ireland doesn't celebrate St. Patty's Day, do they? Or do they?
What?
Or
They
do they
do
celebrate
hard.
it in the same way?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
almost the exact same way. I think it started in America realistically because a large portion of immigrants originally did come from Ireland, but I find it so weird that it's literally spread everywhere.
We got to
I
Jamie
mean, like,
this.
I don't know. It's
See
like
the origin
a.
of it.
It's like a. I could look at it.
Irish immigrants who came in were like, we're just taking today.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the way that would make sense to me.
Look at like
I'm not
Mardi
super.
Gras and Fat Tuesday and shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that isn't celebrated to the same extent in America as St. Patrick's Day.
I agree. Yeah,
that's St. Patrick's Day is
because the Irish know how to celebrate.
That's true. It's almost like a traditional holiday that you think of when you're like Easter, Christmas, St. Patty's Day. Like it almost falls into that category, and I find that weird.
Yeah, it's B tier. It's B tier. High B.
Personally, like I don't think I've ever celebrated St. Patty's Day. Like for the sake of St. Patty's Day, I've always celebrated it just.
I don't
for
think
an
anybody does,
drink.
even in Ireland. Nobody knows what the fuck is.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
let's get lit.
I just see leprechauns and fucking green beer, and I'm like, okay.
That's why Americans love it so much, though. They're like, the Irish come and they're like, yo, we have a holiday that's literally just about drinking. That's all you do on it. And everyone's
welcome
like,
in.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just something I always found like weird, especially like over this last recent St. Patrick's Day, because I don't know,
a little bit bigger than normal. Everyone was.
A little bit, yeah. Like,
well, to be fair, I think that it's like a huge social event from post-COVID where people are trying to like get a little bit more social, kind of get a little bit more comfortable with each other.
Good observation.
I just drink at home for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, no, me too.
Every day is St. Patty's Day for me.
Every day is literally St. Patrick's Day.
I have St. Patrick's Day like two, maybe 3 times a week at St. Patrick's Day.
You want to go to the bar later?
I'm down. I kind of want to go out today.
You actually want to?
Yeah, a little bit.
We can go to the bar.
Of course, the drinkers are saying. Wise words from the drinkers' couch. Let's go to the bar later.
Oh my god, we can go to a brewery if we go early enough.
Dude, I don't even know if I like beer.
All right,
they got all sorts of
Give me
shit.
the deets on St. Patty's.
I don't know. So I pulled up this article.
Potatoes and
it says
snakes.
how America invented St. Patrick's Day.
No, wow.
That's what the article says.
So is it not Irish?
What they said, or what the article in the intro says, is when I was growing up in Britain in the 1970s, St. Patrick's Day didn't exist. The conflict in Northern Ireland was at its bloodiest, and it was not a time when British cities would open their civic spaces for a celebration of things Irish. Oh, they're talking about Britain though, so it's very different. What the fuck is the point of this article?
I don't know.
While they were at war, fucking, they didn't celebrate.
Today's episode is sponsored by Keeps.
Today's episode was actually sponsored by the IRA, the Irish Republican Army.
IRA.
Pay your taxes, everyone.
So the day grew in significance following the end of the Civil War and the arrival across the 19th century of ever increasing numbers of Irish immigrants facing nativist detractors who characterized them as drunken, violent, criminalized, and diseased. Irish Americans were looking for ways to display their civic pride and the strength of their identity. St. Patrick's Day celebrations were originally focused on districts where the Irish lived and were highly localized. Though the use of symbols and speeches, Irish Americans celebrated their Catholicism and patron saint and praised the spirit of Irish nationalism in the old country, but they also stressed how their patriotic belief in their new home. Yeah, okay. So basically, in Boston, Chicago, and New York, like where big Irish fucking places were, that's where it was the most popular, and then people just fucking latched onto it because we're just good partiers. I think
they just went for it.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like holidays in general. It's just like a cultural like we're putting significance on today to do something. Some celebration or whatever, and it's like just some catch on more than others. I think.
I guess I get my original point though. It's just the idea that people latched onto that one so hard, but there's other holidays that we like kind of like some people celebrate in the country and we talk about it, but like no one really.
I mean, I feel like only recently people give a fuck about Arbor Day.
I don't even know.
I was going to celebrate Arbor Day.
Wait, what?
It's probably going to become a little bit more notable once global warming starts taking a more disastrous effect on us, on our daily lives.
What's Arbor Day?
Arbor Day is Tree Day. It's really just celebrate trees.
It's like Earth Day, but more compartmentalized.
I know Earth Day. Earth Day is not even like a celebration. It's just like, hey, Earth.
I don't know. It's like a day to do a community task.
Yeah,
people usually try to plan around that.
That's true. I
remember in high school, our biology teacher had like an event where we went and cleaned up like the parks nearby. I thought that was cool.
It was a bigger thing in high school for sure. But it's just, I don't really, like it's not emphasized much in.
I think that's just the media's fault. To be honest.
honestly have not heard of Earth Day since I left high school.
Yeah,
like you just open.
I only find out from like being on my phone or like looking at the calendar and be like, oh,
it's Earth Day.
Today's March is Arbor Day.
Only American students are combating climate change. SMH.
American high school.
The burden of our youth.
Well, that's what I was going to get into, because like no one else talks about it. There's no like companies don't do it. There's no like community guidance to do this after, because like churches don't necessarily do that.
Yeah, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast is like forever.
Mr. Beast planted 1 billion trees.
Now that you guys say that, do you guys hate Mr. Beast?
No, I don't hate Mr. Beast.
I think the hate that comes for him is just like,
have you seen the absurd shit that
paranoia?
comes for Mr. Beast?
I've seen.
There's a lot of shit I've seen where I'm like, really? Like they were, like the blind person one was a big one.
Yeah.
Where I like on Twitter, I don't even know what the argument was, but I've seen people saying like, fucking, why can't he just do this for everybody? Or is he just picking on poor people? And I was like, what?
I was like in the trenches on that thread because like people were saying dumb shit. Yeah. I don't watch I didn't even watch the Mr. Beast video. I don't watch Mr. Beast at all. Yeah, but it's like literally people saying the dumbest shit that is so like easily
because they just want to be included so hard.
So like the big issue that people had is that like Mr. Beast didn't put as much of a spotlight on the fact that the reason why he's doing it is because America doesn't pay for healthcare or whatever. It's like the dude makes videos for children. Like there's not really a political message in any of his videos.
I would not appreciate him like, putting a political agenda and just like goodwill that he's doing in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. And like people are saying just the dumbest shit like. And like you'd think that they'd rather the person just be blind, they just don't care at all that much.
It's
and
definitely like it's just way too critical of something like that. Yeah, but I think it comes from just general paranoia that we have about like the rich or people who do that kind of stuff just for show. Because like I think Mr. Beast is playing to his audience. Like he's not trying to teach them about all this shit that they're eventually going to learn, but like it's a Mr. Beast video. It's not the political discussion that you want to have.
Those kids are gonna grow up thinking that Mr. Beast is gonna save all their goddamn problems.
I think one of the arguments I seen too was people think he does it explicitly for a profit. Like it's not in goodwill. It's literally just for like a profit thing.
Dude, but like, who cares? What else are you gonna do with those?
I think who cares because he is helping people, but at the same time, it's been explained multiple times for Mr. Beast video. They're all extremely expensive to make. Yeah. All of the ad money that he might get from YouTube or anything like that goes into the charity of making the next video.
That's true.
The profit he makes is from a sponsor that probably gives him more money to work with for the obscene shit.
Yeah.
He's not like fucking Jeff Bezos where he can just buy a Lambo and be like, somebody take this off of me. You know?
Exactly.
Well, he's rich, he's rich and he
now,
makes good money.
I'm saying he's not like
but like the reason why I think he probably is just kind of like money driven or like content driven is just like the personality that he has had on YouTube. Like he started out as like a meme YouTuber just watching like those 24-hour videos. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Dude,
like
when he was like counting.
Yeah. That's how I remember Mr. Beast or whatever. And like so it just like kind of seeing him evolve from like one thing to the next, like he's really just kind of like following like the content hype train or whatever, which like fair enough. That's the game that he's playing and it's working well for him and people kind of get helped along the way. But like he's not like, first of all, I don't think he's like contributing to any like systemic like issues. You know, he's just kind of participating in the system and he's not like, he doesn't have systemic power like someone like Bezos or Musk or someone like that, where they actually have billions of dollars. As well. They have government contracts. They have like, you know, fucking horizontal integration on a variety of their fucking revenue streams.
In the like, trenches on this.
Well, no, because it's like it's just so different. You know what I mean? Like you can't compare the two at all.
Also, if he's generating a positive feedback loop of helping people, getting paid to help people, and then people enjoy watching that content. Yeah. I mean, like I get that there is like a negative lens on that kind of behavior because people do exploit a lot of things just for views or money.
Yeah, people expect they're expecting like 99% of the wealth of the rich to come back to them. And it's like, it's going back into something at the very least, but like the people will benefit by proxy of the idea itself.
Well, that's what Mr. Beats.
Yeah,
Mr.
no, that's
Beast
what I'm trying to say. It's just like
philanthropy, when you get to be a fucking millionaire and multi-billionaire, it's like, that's how you should be spending your money, not just storing it or like putting it all into stocks so that you can eventually make more money.
Yeah, I don't get like if the idea. I had a thought on the way to IHOP earlier today where it's like, because it was raining fucking hard. It's like there could be a rainbow out there. It's like why the fuck do leprechauns hoard their fucking gold, dude? Like they could spend like some of it. Like it does not make sense.
They do spend some of it. They got the cookies, man. Oh, wait, no, those are elves. Never mind. Anyway, one of the other arguments, though, was that they believe that he's perpetuating the fact that, like, you were joking about it earlier, but it was kind of a real belief that some people had, is that, like, it makes people think that rich people are supposed to solve our problems. Like, that was the belief that they had. But, like...
They add benefits to our lives. They don't solve our lives' problems.
Well, yeah. Well, because, like...
Or they should add benefits to
he's saying that, like... Or people would say that he's contributing to, like, some systemic bias. Some systemic bias towards rich people that they would solve all of our problems. Like a Bill Gates
He's one dude. He's one dude, and you're trying to, like...
He's one dude with a fucking
You're
YouTube
trying to rest
channel.
all of your rich people expectations out of all, like, the hundreds of people. I don't know what the world wealth distribution looks like, but out of the people who have over $1 million in their bank account, Mr. Beast is probably above those guys, and you're putting all the expectations that you think that all of those people should do on that one fucking guy.
Come on, Jimmy Beast.
On a YouTuber?
Yeah, on a YouTuber.
Who was meme YouTuber counted to 1,000.
A fucking meme YouTuber's doing more philanthropy than literally any billionaire.
Yeah. Or like a lot of fucking like socialist content creators or something.
This dude just got done counting to 100 billion, and you want him to pay your shit right now.
I mean, I'm not gonna suck Mr. Beast's dick the entire time. Like, I'm sure he's not like a perfect person.
No. Another reason why I know he definitely does it for profit is because he has like all those translated channels like into Spanish and like Portuguese and shit or whatever. Nobody needs to hear Mr. Beast's message in fucking Portuguese, Spanish, Japanese, English. Like, we don't need it in everything.
He's got massive outreach.
Those languages.
Huh? No, I know.
Who speak those languages.
That's what I'm saying. He's doing it to reach a wider audience to make more money. That's why I'm saying he's profit driven.
But I don't know if that's, I don't know. Saying it's profit driven is like a negative connotation because you're doing it for more profit. But like, I feel like it's... Smosh did it back in the day.
Generally, people have a negative connotation when you say profit driven, but I think I'm using it as a neutral term. Okay, it's a neutral thing to be profit driven.
I don't think
especially like in a capitalist system.
I don't think it's essential that the kids in India know what Mr. Beast is saying.
Nobody needs to hear it.
For his "I'm giving away a free island" video, but I think that it's not
India. And they're like, what?
One where the natives have been fucking throwing javelins into planes.
I bought a small island with an uncontacted tribe on it.
I sold off a cannibalistic tribe on eBay.
I'm going to assimilate them into society.
We can't do that.
10,000 Aboriginals assimilated.
I give 10,000 Aboriginals $100,000 and set them free into New York City.
This is one Aboriginal with a gun versus 500.
500 of what?
Aboriginal.
This is where I would draw the line at Mr. Beast content.
The line has to be put somewhere. It's the madman. You never know what he's going to do.
He's like the Willy Wonka of YouTube.
Holy shit.
And a lot of money and kind of crazy.
Yeah. And there's deep, dark secrets behind it all.
He definitely drowned a kid in chocolate.
And there's little orange men that run it all
to see
too.
If they survive.
Wait, what?
Say like a fucking video. I put 8 kids in a factory to see if they survive. The winner gets a Lamborghini.
The winner gets the factory, and the other kids.
The winner gets 9 little orange men.
You know, just because I see it, I want to know your guys' opinion with the AI art and stuff like that. Like, how do you guys actually feel about that?
We have talked extensively about AI and its integration into society.
What is their AI ethics thing?
What we were talking about was there's a major point in discussion that's come up recently now that like Photoshop, like Adobe has taken like a image generative algorithm and like integrated it within their system, so you could like use that as a tool. And like just the general level that AI art has gotten to, where it can now replicate. We talked about this actually not too long ago, where you said something specifically that was like, I think it was when Timus was on. Not too long in the future, like the limit, going back a step, the limit that we were at that time was like AI art can't generate specific artists' styles and shit. So now that it's been like a couple months to a year, they've accelerated very quickly. And now that they can replicate that kind of like the artistic style of things, people
probably with modifications, it's still rough on like
it's not great. Like people's fingers are always fucked up.
Yeah.
There's also just like weird anomalies and negative space. But eventually we can see how quick that changes. Like we're going to see it become better in like less than a year.
It's definitely going to take like some time, but I think that the idea of more ethics in the way AI are created is going to be necessary. Mainly because these AI are grabbing from like copyrighted sources. They're grabbing from just like whatever images they can find, and that's like a lot of the just the internet-based AI that you see. And so I think that going forward, there's going to need to be like ethics involved in how AI are trained, because otherwise they're just deliberately taking art from all these sources, arguably without credit, but they are just like spliced up little segments of understanding of how to build an image.
We need more like data laws to prevent against this.
It's a tough question to break into the topic, because it's like, how the fuck do you make AI learning, which is supposed to just be, it learns from whatever source, just true learning? And how do you put laws on how something should learn?
I saw something that was actually pretty interesting. This one researcher like made some type of digital filter that you like add to your whatever piece that you have. It doesn't change anything like on the picture itself, but if that picture were to ever get like fed through some data set for like a image generative, algorithm or whatever, it destroys the image. It like distorts it a ton.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I forget what it's called. Maybe I could look it up later. But it's just that's like a really cool way, and a really I think ingenious way too to like kind of protect your shit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think there are ways to implement AI as tools where it's not fully generative, but because.
Between frames of animation,
Adobe uses AI like in order to like track objects and shit in like After Effects and everything, so you don't have to manually track everything or whatever. So there are places for AI, and even in like art as well, in like generating brush strokes probably or something like that. You know what I mean?
I think the hardest part will be keeping AI as a tool rather than a creative device.
Yeah.
I think that's where the laws would help though, because then the specific tools can have their restrictions so that like in general, nothing is going to be like an overpowered tool where you're just generating whole pieces of art and everything.
Yeah, because that's how we get to a dystopian society really quickly, when we let AI outpace our creative input.
I think the pushback that it's gotten and how many people are against it, I think is completely valid.
Like, I think people are just afraid of AI in general, and that's like the idea of AI has already an extremely negative stigmatism for like long-term futures.
I think that it's just we're seeing the effects of how it plays when it's good enough to be integrated in our everyday life, and it's affecting the artistic realm, like the idea or the sector in creativity.
Yeah, because at what point does AI start to become our culture? Like, should we have AI be our culture?
Well, no, our culture would just revolve around the AI, wouldn't it? Like around like protecting and maintaining and serving it. You know what I mean? That's what our culture would be, which is dystopian.
I say what I see the argument a lot in is like in particular, like a specific case is like album covers for. Like,
I have seen that.
A lot of.
Like
I see those a lot.
Yeah, you can only blow your head out with a shotgun so many times.
I'm like, I kind of in the specific album cover way, I see it like from like both sides. Why I don't agree but don't disagree with it. Like if there's an artist that has this feel like in their music or something, let's say in the album, it's intended to be an AI like feeling to it. You know what I mean?
There's
like it's weird shit. And an AI art generation or for something like fits what you'd like your album to, you know, what your cover or whatever to look like.
That's AI being used to generate like a hyper specific tone.
Sorry it is, but a lot of people still disagree with that, saying that you could have just paid an artist to do that. Where I agree, but sometimes the feel of AI being
sometimes I don't want a brain to understand this.
Yeah, that's why I say like both sides, because I agree that like artists should be paid. Like if you need art, you shouldn't like cheap out on it. But at the same time, if something fits your vision, I also don't disagree with that either. So
I feel like I think AI image generative algorithms or whatever, I think those have a place like to exist. I do think artists reserve the right to be upset if they see their work, you know, being implemented in like some data set or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that like if we had better, I don't know if it's copyright or data privacy or whatever, better laws around like ownership in that, right?
NFTs
like,
could have had us.
Maybe. But like, cause like, if there are things that are like in public domain, I think those should definitely be allowed to be fed into like some like maybe like Nat Geo Wild photos or something can be fed into an AI algorithm, and you can produce like cool images with that. You know what I mean? And I think there's a place for that.
Have like a public and private domain for like
and like any private image where you want it to be shown publicly, you would use that algorithm that destroys whatever image can be produced by the algorithm.
I don't know if that could actually be controlled, but the idea of that an AI generative thing would like take only from a specific like catalog of things.
It can, because it's all.
I don't think it can be regulated though. Seriously.
Well, I don't know if it could be regulated, but the people who create the AI determine what is fed into the data set.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So the idea itself, that would be the best way to do it, because then it wouldn't be wrong. Like an artist could submit something there.
Yeah.
You know?
If we didn't have boomers in fucking Congress, we may have better AI laws, but who knows?
You can store data in like the metadata of an image or a file, and you could. It would be like an honor system essentially, where like there'd be a law saying that whatever algorithm that you have or whatever system is generating these images, it has to make a check for that metadata mask so that any image or file that it finds, it can read it, and if it has that, it could be like literally a 0 or a 1 added to the data.
Yeah, right.
And they would be like, use me for data collection or do not use me for data collection, and that could be something that's
literally just a single flag.
Yeah. It's literally just a flag.
Because I think it's really cool to like not have no artistic talent and to be able to think of something, type it, and it exists in front of you. Like I think it's cool, like some vague image of it exists in front of you. And like
it allows you to create things that you didn't know were possible.
Yeah, and like I think that's just a cool tool to like either mess around with, or if you're just like a starting out music artist or some other artist where like visuals aren't necessarily your key component, but it's part of it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I think it has its place there if there were better laws around, you know, what actually gets fed into the data set. It all depends, you know.
You know, I mean, in my case, I use it like, but I combine it because I also do like my own art.
Like Photoshop stuff?
Photoshop, and I draw my own shit for like a lot of the album covers and stuff like that. But like, I definitely like there's times I've used AI to enhance it, like that can like add a bunch of shit to it. But I don't explicitly just go make this and then generate it, and then I'm like, that's my shit right there.
I think even if someone did that, I don't think it would necessarily be a problem.
Yeah, I don't think
the data set was clean.
Doesn't that become touchy? Like, I mean, if the data set's clean, but like as of right now, as it stands, no.
Yeah.
Does it become touchy legally? Like, if you make like,
there's no way for it to be touchy legally right now. There's no laws for it that exist.
Well, maybe it all depends on the legal argument that you're able to make, and like how close the final image is to whatever original you're claiming.
But you wouldn't know. Like realistically, you would have no idea. If I typed into AI and it was close to something, I would have no idea because I didn't know. Well,
because under some clause, doesn't this fall under fair use?
If you have an established brand like Disney, and you were gonna have like some Mickey Mouse like character or something, or maybe not.
Because Disney has copyrights on their literal fucking style. So
that's what I'm saying. Like if they're, because there are ways to make that argument. Even if you're not Disney, if you have an established brand, an established style of some whatever, you know what I mean? And then that gets like just ripped, you know, and there's no credit or there's no whatever, then because I feel like what's eventually going to happen is this something like that will happen. There is going to be some lawsuit and the laws will change. That's what I feel like will happen. Because like right now it's kind of like running rampant. Anyone can do anything. You could feed whatever images you want into whatever. So yeah, it's either people are going to start adding that algorithm that destroys the image if you put it through the algorithm, or they're, you know, like people are going to fight back on both sides and we're going to see how it plays out. You know, I just think it's like, it's going to come to a head in one way or another with some lawsuit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I think that's when we'll see shit change.
One application I saw that was really cool. This isn't for AI image generation, but it was more just AI applied in general. I think I talked to you both about it. But someone in Unreal Engine, they like incorporated a plugin that used like ChatGPT to generate prompts, and it was able to set flags based on what was being said. So the demo was like some dude walks up to some dude guarding a door and he starts typing, having a conversation with him. And it's like a real conversation because it's generated by this AI. Yeah. And so once he got the dude to say like, oh yeah, you can step through the door then unlocked and opened.
Oh shit.
That's really cool. I think it's like
that'd be crazy immersive when it actually becomes like real.
So like something like that I think is a really cool application because it does no harm and it's updating like a menial task that developers had to do anyways. Like
especially if you pair it with like mic data or something. On like
cool.
VR, because like
that would be insane.
If they're not using my voice, if they're not recording it, then I'm okay with it.
I wouldn't give a fuck. What are they gonna do with it?
I mean, yeah, fair. They probably already have your voice.
Even if they do, like everybody gets like so worried about that, and I'm like, what are they gonna do with?
I'm gonna be turned into an AI voice and made a meme of on TikTok.
We're literally recording a podcast and uploading it to the internet.
Well,
we're gonna be turned into
I've
AI.
Actually made all of you guys AI.
Okay, I wonder, there might be enough footage for like on the internet, like for you to be able to do that.
There's multiple hours of us speaking.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
We'd have to feed it like separate recordings, like of our voices.
Yeah,
so it would just be like it would be the null thought voice.
we have one episode in the data set that is from the plebcast era, so that way sometimes the audio just gets so weird.
It's like obviously in a room. There's a fan blowing on the microphone.
That's what you guys should do. You should make the first AI podcast.
Don't say that.
It's already done. Go check our Patreon right now.
We'll do it for April Fools one year.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be fucking hilarious, honestly, and probably get attention.
If we can find like a generator to put our voices
there's a public
into,
one on GitHub.
There has to be.
Yeah,
there definitely is.
Like making our own voice and we just feed it whatever.
How to make the presidents into AI voices.
What we do is just have a conversation on Discord and then we just upload it onto the fucking the generator.
You just have to we just read through the dictionary. Like,
well, I'm not splicing that shit. We're making you.
No, the algorithm scrubs through it, man.
I think we have to label ourselves in conversation though if we feed that. I don't know.
I don't actually know how it all.
I don't know at all. This could be as easy or as hard as we're all thinking.
Simple, because what you would do is just make the model of our specific voices, and if there's a way, there's probably some sort of application where you can turn that model into. We could probably code it.
Yeah,
relatively easily once we have the model.
Dude, I fucking love that Invader Zim speech to text thing on TikTok that everyone uses now, but it's like such a clean voice that I fucking love it.
I don't use TikTok, so I don't know what that is.
Dude, you have not seen all the TikToks I fucking sent you?
No.
What the fuck?
Not for a while.
Dude, I'll watch them if you send them to me.
They're meant for him, but I'll send you some.
I'll go on TikTok on my computer and look.
This has been the Bad Friend Podcast.
Remember, guys, if you hate your government, don't piss them off and pay your taxes until you're ready. Oh, yeah.
Anthony.
I've been Alex.
I'm George.
Thanks for coming, George. It's been a pleasure.
It's always a good time.